I was trying to Mintzy proof my house last night, and one of my big concerns is I have a balcony, and I was thinking about putting like a net over the balcony so that Mintzy can't like fall off. Athletic, bold, commanding. We're talking about our great presenting sponsor at Chevrolet and the Chevy Equinox EV. This thing's awesome. You got to check out the 17-inch diagonal center screen display if you haven't yet. It's the largest EV. It's the largest of any EV in its class. We're also going to be at the PGA show, so I'm throwing that out there right now. In 2 weeks, it's not open to the public, but it's open to lots of people that will be there that may or may not listen to the show if you're in the golf industry. So we'll be at the PGA show for the very first time. We're going to have a merchandise set up at the booth, our awesome merch team. We're going to be walking around that place. We get a little bit more into it during the show, but throwing that out there and then throwing out there that you need to check out the Chevy Equinox EV, which presents this lovely show.
Amazing show. Anyone that wants to take me to Universal, the new Harry Potter world, when we're down there at the PGA show, my DMs are open. I want to go there. I want to get glitz and glamored. I want to get pampered around that place. Love Harry Potter more than anything. Shout out to Chevrolet, always being at our side and sponsoring this great podcast. Great show today.
We got an awesome top 10 list that Frankie takes us through. Closest to the pin makes a return. So it's a great show that people are going to really enjoy today, all brought to you by Chevy. When it comes to EVs, the Chevy Equinox EV is the smartest choice you can make. Foreplay, this is by Barstool Sports. It is episode 2 of the year 2026. I got some things coming up this show. I got a couple predictions I would like us to do. I have a list of about 8 things or so that we're all going to kind of make a prediction on, put that graphic out there like no other golf show or any show has done for the entire year so far. So we'll be the first people to do that, which will be really nice. I've got to prepare for Ben Mintzy and coming in to stay at my residence for, I think, one day. I think I got demoted from hosting him for 2 days to 1 day because Biz got in the mix and made him, I think, a more tasty offer. But nonetheless, I think he's on a giant tube flying through the sky right now, heading towards my place. I reached out to Mintzy quite simply. I have a very soft spot for anyone who's ever been to a Barstool Classic. Mintzy's been to a few Barstool Classics, given us his time. I remember what was it? I don't know if, was it Trent maybe? Were you down there in Louisiana when we did it was like baked clams or something like that we were doing down there. And Mintzy was running this like Southern dinner that we had down there at a Barstool Classic in like, where exactly were we? What town was that in? That casino was in LaBerge Casino.
LaBerge, yeah.
But my point being, anyone who's ever been to a Barstool Classic, come and helped out. I'm always have a soft spot for. So I reached out to, offer Mintzy, who's coming in for the Fiesta Bowl, opportunity to stay with me. So I don't really know what to expect with that. I'm actually not going to be around most of the time, but yeah, preparing for that. So, this will come out 24 hours after recording this. So people will probably know a lot more than I know right now about how that went.
So people are very interested in this, and so am I. What is the phone call with Mintzy like when he calls you and is like, "Hey, man, I need a place to stay. We're coming down there." Like, what's the negotiation? I don't know if I want to call it a negotiation because you opened your doors and we're like, "Hey, I want you down here." But what is that phone conversation like?
I think that I've learned that Mintzy's conversational and negotiating tactic is always to have something ready to present to you, and he always believes that will give him the angle that he needs. And sometimes he's probably right, but I think like this one was that he had like a spot for me at the Ole Miss party at the Barstool Scottsdale bar. Basically, is kind of what he led with, as like with that negotiating chip, he pretty much thought he could get whatever he wanted at that point. And hand up, I'm the one that reached out to Mintzy. I was getting tagged quite a bit. Once I realized he was coming out to Arizona, people being like, Briggs lives out in Arizona, maybe he could host you. And by the time I kind of caught up on Twitter, I saw that. I shot him a text immediately. And then he was at the Hall of Fame dinner. So the response that I got, I reached out, I said, "How's your lodging in AZ?" And he was like, hey man, I think we're all set for lodging. Might need tickets for the game. I'm actually at a dinner now. Can I call you after dinner? I said, you call me whenever you would like, Mintzy. And then of course he called me later that night, and it was a lot of words, but I think the general takeaway was that, it'd be great if I could stop by Barstool Sports' bar where there's going to be an Ole Miss party that Mintzy thinks is going to be awesome, and it'd be cool if he could stay with me, with Tate, and he throws the content thing in there a lot. He's like, I really think it'll be funny for content. I was like, yeah, man, it's part of the reason I reached out for sure. And so, anyways, he's landing pretty soon with Tate here in Arizona. And I don't know if behind the scenes people know this, but I probably have equivalent to like the amount of space it's taken up and how heavy it is, like half of a normal home's worth of moving boxes full of body armor boxes in my home, because I'm never here. And we've talked about this a lot with Frankie, because Frankie is more of a normal person with like a family and a home and like a community. And it's very nice that body armor sends all this stuff, but they hydrate as like a community a lot. So they drink a lot of it. I'm on the road nonstop. So are you guys, of course. But when I'm here, I just don't have the ability to drink this much body armor. It's impossible. And so what I've been doing is I just put it in my extra bedroom until the floor falls through at some point onto my neighbors below. But I realized that I had to move all of that because I got to put up. So last night, my arms and back are so sore from just moving body armor box after body armor box. Took me like 2.5 hours last night to clean this room out. And so it's ready. I like to host, as you guys know, whether it's my buddy is out here in Arizona at Pinehurst, whatever. I love to host. So I'm excited to host them. I just don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the trip, man. This guy is out of control. Mintzy is one of one. The video of him, he was on the phone with somebody trying to get tickets yesterday, and I watched it like 20 times. It's a long video, like 5-minute video of him on the phone, and he's doing one of those things where he's letting Tate know it's going well, but it's really not going well, and he kept doing that smile, like, and then he would go back to the phone call and oh, what he's saying right now is good, like just a bunch of nothing, and it ends up being the guys offered him tickets for $1,100 a pop, and they're just not going to do it. Mintzy's an all-time Barstool character. Dave has gone back and forth being like, I just can't quit him, but I also just can't handle him. So it's just he's something that you just can't really wrap your finger around. So having him in your own home is going to be quite the experience.
Right. Like you had said like, oh, I might not be around that much. You're probably just out living your normal life. That to me is almost scarier because at one point you're just going to walk back through that door and it's going to be the circus in there.
You're going to have Ole Miss donors in there. Like he's going to be selling off some of your like pencils or something like that. Like, so he can get into some sort of Ole Miss alumni dinner.
I was trying to Mintzy proof my house last night, and I was kind of texting with a couple people from the office, like the Nate dogs, all fired up about it. Casey Smith was texting me, and one of my big concerns is I have a balcony, and I was thinking about putting like a net over the balcony so that Mintzy can't like
a
fall
Tasmanian
off.
devil.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to really like I'm trying to almost hide in plain sight any true valuables I have, because I feel like if I actually go through the process of hiding them, that's just going to work out worse. So I'm almost trying to make it look like I didn't hide anything, but actually hide the things I care about. But at one point I kind of just did a walkthrough and was like, if it all burns down, like we could just start over again.
Just start pouring the water on it. If the fire starts, just grab all that water, start pouring it.
Yeah, just, hey, Mary at the front desk, I need like 4 fire extinguishers for the weekend. If that's cool, if you can just bring those up. So yeah, Mintzy, he's landing in like an hour, and I really don't know what to expect. But I'm like you, Frankie. I can't quit it. I think it's the funniest shit in the world. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. Like I was talking with somebody last night that was seeing the Instagram story I'd posted, seeing the clips. They saw like Mintzy was trending a little bit, and they're like, can you explain this to me? And I was like, no, I can't.
No,
I don't even know where to fucking start, to be honest with you.
I mean, someone tweeted today that he spends 100%. He spent 100% of his work week this week planning this vacation, essentially, and that's been his content, is like figuring out where he's staying, how he's getting on the flight, and Tate's been tweeting out all the behind the scenes of like him saying, I'll stay till Monday because I got to go to Barstool Outdoors I got to go to Barstool Outdoors, and Barstool paid for my flight. I'll say, he's just scheming his way through the whole week. It's outrageous, man.
Yeah. No, it's impressive. And then he alerted me that he'd be able to move out of my place on Friday, but that Tate's going home, but that Mintzy's actually going to try to find a way to stick around for the weekend and be around. So that I kind of took that as like maybe he's not moving out Friday, or maybe he might be moving. He's coming into my place within an hour and then going to Biz's tomorrow. And then I think he might be moving back into my place for the weekend. So, I really.
So all goes back to the talk we had about Lane Kiffin,
you don't even
too.
know.
Like, shout out to Ole Miss being in this game, by the way. Like, the fact that we had that conversation, the whole world's had the conversation about Lane Kiffin going to LSU, and Riggs had the conversation about, or had the take that why can't you just make like Ole Miss a big powerhouse program? Why can't you be the guy that changes it? You got to think, and I know he ended up making money because it was in his contract by Ole Miss making it to this game. So like everyone's saying Lane Kiffin's winning no matter what. He's got a ton. He's got the bag at LSU. He's got all this money to spend on players. But there's got to be a part of him that's like, God damn, I wish I was still the head coach of Ole Miss right now going into this game. I really do.
Has to be.
There has
to be. And a big part of my take was just that at some point in history, LSU football was on the level in terms of prestige or whatever that Ole Miss is on now. And then they got to that point. And I don't know enough about college football. I'm sure people could trace it back to like this coach in the fucking 70s or 80s who brought them from an average program to iconic. And then that they were able to recruit another coach that he took the reins, or he came up through the coaching tree. And then LSU went from fucking okay to like LSU and like the whole deal. And so my whole kind of take was like, wouldn't you, from a legacy standpoint, you've already got a team that's good enough to get into the playoff. Wouldn't you, from a legacy standpoint, now, whatever, Lane Kiffin had been there for 3-5 years, however long he had been there, where it's like, now you could be like, I got this team to this point. We are Ole Miss. We are the new big dog in town, on the porch, in the yard. Let's go. At some point, you have to bring a program from average or whatever to great. That's how they get there. And so I just thought, for me, it's almost like the easy way out to be like, I'm going to go to like LSU, and now I have all of this more money to recruit and all of that, which who doesn't take the easy way out? So I don't know. I mean, I thought he had
someone at some point needs to make the stand and do it, right? Or else it's just going to be the same. It's just the same 3 or 4 teams, which that's also the argument in this new day and age in football with all the money that's going into some of these programs.
Yeah.
That, like, that's just what it is. It's just a rotation of 5 teams that they're the only ones that'll get these big names.
But if you're in the position that Ole Miss is in, which is clearly a successful program that people know about and that people really care about, it's not like some D3 school that like, you're like, oh, we got to, pull this program up and pump a bunch of money into it and somehow get recruits. We never get recruits. Ole Miss is Ole Miss. So I agree with you guys where if you just get a little bit more money, like if there's just a super rich Ole Miss guy who's like, oh, let's really crank this thing up, I think that can level the playing field way quicker than it was 15, 20 years ago when it was just, nobody was paying anybody, wink, wink. And the big programs got the big names, and it was the Sabans, and it was whoever those guys were, they got all the good players. I think the playing field is as level as it could be right now. And I agree. I think imagine if Ole Miss wins the whole thing.
The
like how amazing
is so
would that
fun
be?
To watch too. The whole story is so good. It's awesome. And I enjoy the Lane Kiffin like tweets or quotes or both, whatever they are, of him like acting like he's rooting for them it makes me laugh out loud. There's no way you feel that, like there's no, I get he loves some people there, and like he could try to even spin it into like, look what I built. They were able to win even without me type stuff. But you gotta think he's done the whole LSU thing already. He's been like pranced out. He's done the whole deal. So there's no way he's rooting for them to actually win at this point. No. There's no fucking way.
Well, also the legacy thing that falls deaf onto Lane Kiffin's ears. He's just like, I'm going to go to LSU because it's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm going to make a bunch of money. So, bottom line, Mintzy's coming to your house.
Mintzy's coming to the game. Are coming to my place for the game. I can't go to the game. I have a dinner and then I actually have a hockey game late, 11:10 hockey game tomorrow night, which is absolutely preposterous. So I know that's way later than the actual football game, but I can't be going all the way out to Glendale. One of the great, if you're not You guys probably aren't that sensitive to the geographical frustrations in the greater Phoenix area. But if you were, the fact that like State Farm, where the big stadium where they do fucking everything, is way out in Glendale, which is like 45 minutes away from Scottsdale, is so infuriating. It's like it's a nightmare to go to anything in a place where everything is near Scottsdale or Phoenix. So being way out there, I'm just not going to be able to go all the way out there for the game. But point being, Mintzy's coming. People are probably going to see footage of my play. I was walking around like, I hosted some people for New Year's Eve, so I'm walking around being like, is there just like a random champagne bottle under a bed somewhere or something that I got to like look out for? So, whatever you see on the internet, let me know before you comment. How bold would you be to let Mintzy stay in your place? So whatever happens, whatever you see, just be prepared for it. And that's occurring. Okay. I got something I would like to do, which is I've been looking it up on DraftKings, and we're going to talk about DraftKings. I don't know if it's fully doable on DraftKings, but we talked about doing this for like 3 years in a row, I think, and we've never done it. I want to do a one and done golf survivor pool, make the cut this year with all of the foreplay fans. I think we need to give it a couple weeks to breathe. So I don't want to start it next week at the Sony. I think maybe we started at like the Farmers at Torrey Pines. I feel like that's one of the first events that really gets people going. It's an iconic golf course, but I think we could get thousands of people in here. You get to pick any player you want only once. They got to make the cut. If they make the cut, you remain. And the last person alive wins the pot. And maybe we do a top 5 or something like that. We'll have to iron all that out. But I want to get that on people's radar. I went through a bunch of the options. The thing that they have on DraftKings, which is very cool, is an accumulative money earned where it's a one and done. So you can pick any player once, and then however much money they make that week just goes to your total, and whoever has the highest total. So maybe we want to go that route, but I think it's a lot more fun to just do made cut elimination, because every week, I mean, you'll get some, if there'll be a week where like JT's the only real big name player playing, and a bunch of people will be like, I'm going to take JT, and he'll miss the cut at, the John Deere Classic or something. And then a bunch of people get eliminated. So if you guys are cool with it, I'm going to work with Ryan Rich, and we're going to try to spearhead a survivor pool.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm in for that. Yeah, and I do like the money one too. If the cut one doesn't work out, I'm fine with the money one too. I think that's pretty interesting.
Okay. I do kind of like that, because then you could get everybody kind of stays in it. And if somebody picks an obscure winner at an event, and then all of a sudden they're the only person that got $1.7 million while everybody else got like 300 grand, whatever, you could make a big push. So one of those two we're going to do. Maybe we get a sponsor behind it. Would be really cool if anybody's listening. So that would be kind of a fun way to go through it. So we're going to try to do that and get that cooking. I believe for all those folks that have been listening to Foreplay for several years now, Ryan Richson was doing, he was combing through some voicemails. We might do a voicemail on this show. We'll see. He was combing through some voicemails. We always say we're going to do the voicemails, never get to them. And a lot of them have been mentioning that they want closest to the pin to return. So Ryan Richson, who's actually never been on the show or the producer of the show for closest to the pin, did a little bit of his own research, and I believe came prepared with 4 closest to the pins today.
Holy shit. I don't know. I'll do it, but I didn't wake up. I got to drink more coffee. I got to think more about.
Got to rewire the brain. Got to rewire the brain.
That was one question I did have was, did you know what the questions were going into the show, or was it spur of the moment?
So
these are the questions.
We did a rotating host of closest to the pin, and nobody, including the producer, knew what those questions were going to be. We maybe would submit them like a day in advance so that Alex Bush had time to get them to the graphics team so they could whip up a graphic. But other than that, nobody on the show knew.
I'm very curious, and we don't have to do it now. We'll do it when we do close to the pin, obviously. Coming up with the questions it's not your traditional question making. It's something in the future that we don't have answers to. Sometimes people screw that up. There have been times when people are asking, like, how many Super Bowls did John Elway win? And it's like, well, that's already happened, and we know the answer to that. So your questions have to be in the future. Ryan Richson, I think he's a smart guy. I think he probably figured it out. But I remember when we first started close to the pin, I remember struggling with that, being like, I need something tangible, something in the future, something that's going to happen, and that has a number that we can predict. So I'm excited. I love closest to the pin. It's one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Me too. And that's a great point, Trent. It is very, like, you realize as you're coming up with questions that it's almost like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at one point, where they have to phrase questions a certain way with the multiple choice and all that. This is like you have to phrase the questions in a way that makes sense. And sometimes you think you got a good idea and it goes off the rails as you're trying to like formulate it. So we'll see. I believe Ryan Richards said he's got 0 golf questions, which I love because
Yes,
this doesn't
love
need to
that.
be golf related at all. So let's do it. Let's do it, Ryan.
I've also, after this, I've got a little top 10 for you guys as well. So
Come on.
hell of a
Amazing.
Thursday show.
Get the brains
Packed
going,
show.
man. Oh, and then Richard, we will invisible text our answers to that group text of the 4 of us.
And you, as the question asker, you are now in charge of asking the question very, nice and slowly and eloquently for the listener. And then you'll also reveal with some gravitas and dramatics each answer. Frank said this. So everyone that's
Got it.
listening can really digest where we're at with closest to the pin. And you can kind of get a feel for how far we were off or whatever it may be.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
he's right. Just kind of mix in like a flair for the dramatic is
Yes.
nice touch.
So I did make a graphic for it. You want me to pull that up
Wow.
or just go one by
Oh,
one?
baby.
No, I think we go, but we got to go one by one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
What does
you
the
put
graphic
up
look
at the end.
like?
I found the template in the server. It's the closest to the pin graphics.
Oh, okay. So now you would reveal each question one by one, though?
Not the way that I did it, no. I mean, I guess. I could zoom in really far.
I think you just ask the questions and then do the graphic later.
Got it. So the first question, what do you think Fernando Mendoza's passing yards are or will be in the college football playoff versus Oregon? Flipping Fernando Mendoza. The amount of passing yards he'll have versus Oregon in the college football playoff.
Okay.
I like it.
See, that's a great
I
start.
have totally flipped on Mendoza. As a Jets fan, we're not going to get him. The Raiders are going to get him unless the Jets just throw all these picks at them and swap from their pick to – because we're at, what, 2, the Jets? The Jets are at 2, right? So it's Raiders and Jets.
Yeah.
I don't know that the Raiders want to give him up and then, like, do the Jets. I see a lot of people saying, like, go after a veteran as the Jets or maybe next year you wait for Arch Manning. I think Mendoza's the guy, man. And I'm telling you, I think he's such a weird dude that the Jets need him. The Jets are such a disaster franchise that the Jets need this outrageous human being. Like, I watched him on the Pat McAfee show yesterday. He's outrageous, like he's AI. He is ChatGPT. The way he answers, and he's just like, me and the boys. They're like, what'd you do after the game? He's like, me and the fellas, we went out to a big dinner. He's like, we went and got food, man. There's nothing better than getting a big dinner with the fellas and the boys. And they're like, come on, give us something. He's like, we just got we love to go get dinner. Like, God damn it. Flipping
Riggs, I just want to give you a heads up here. I know we're all rusty with close to the pin. You
I
sent that
fucked
into
up.
the Frankie, and Brendan chat.
I fucked up, man. I'm rusty. I'm just
Okay, I'm in.
there it is.
Frankie Borelli answered 277. Trent Ryan said 238. And Riggs with 327. Going to be spinning the rock that game.
Who's the Mendoza
Okay.
guy now? You know what I'm saying?
327, Riggs. That's quite the guess.
That's a lot.
I like it, though.
Yeah, man. I'm expecting a big game. Doesn't Oregon like to sling it too? I mean, I'm expecting a lot of scoring out there.
All right, the next one. Total goals scored in the next 2 Islander games. So that is
wow.
in the entire game. So versus the Predators and the Wild. What will be the total amount of goals scored in the next 2 Islander games?
Well, now
I saw they scored
for
9 last night.
background
So.
here, like the New York Islanders just scored 9 goals last night against the New Jersey Devils. They won 9-0 at UBS Arena. Just an absolute shellacking. I'm gonna try and get through this segment.
This is a good way to set him up, Brian Richard. This was a good. This was a good tee up right here.
Just an absolute drummaging. Is that the word that I want to look for? Just drilling them into the ground. Is there? Have you ever seen domination quite like that? I mean, 9-0 in a hockey game. And let me tell you this, Riggs. You've played puck once or twice. 9 even strength goals. Not one power play goal.
Away. That
is a preposterous stat.
Isn't Jersey pretty good? Aren't
yeah,
they
but
they're
ever since Frank the Tank went to dinner with them, Jack Hughes fell on the glass. His wrist he almost lost his hand, and like Luke Hughes gave up 2 goals the other night on his own goal. Dude, they left in their goalie Markstrom last night for all 9 goals. Like the coach Sheldon Keefe just let him out there.
Just torture. I like that. I kind of like
24
that move.
shots, 9 goals. The guy made no saves. He made like 15. It's outrageous.
Guys grasping for air, and they just refuse to throw him a lifeline out there.
And the coach for the Devils, Sheldon Keefe, the first words he said in his press conference where he looked like he was being held hostage, they had this light above his head. So it's just like a really, really horrible lighting. And he's in a dark corner with no Devils logos behind him. And all he said was, I thought that was our best game offensively in a long time. They lost 9-0. I mean, you can't make it up. You absolutely cannot make it up. So the goals for the next 2 games are playing in Nashville. This is the start of a 7-game road trip. Playing in Nashville, and they're playing in Minnesota. Minnesota is an absolute problem. They got Quinn Hughes, speaking of the Hughes brothers. They got Kaprizov. They got they got everything going. Matt Boldy. We did a freaking scramble against these guys. Or I did a match against them. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Trent, question.
Are these, for this close to the pin, are these goals scored by the New York Islanders or the whole game?
Oh.
No, the entire game.
Okay.
Combined score by both teams for 2 games. Yeah. I want to say the typical over-under is around like 5.5 or 6.
6.5, yeah.
Right. All right. That's helpful. Thank you. All right, I'm in. I'm just fine from the hip. I'm not even thinking. I'm better when I don't think. If I start thinking, I start getting stuff wrong.
Man, the Islanders are awesome, dude.
Is that true? Like the reason I asked that, and I don't mean it disrespectfully, I follow the Islanders through you. I don't look at the standings. I don't watch the highlights. I know the Schaefer kid is really good, but again, this is all through the eyes of Frankie Borelli III. So, but are they good?
They're incredible. I mean, They started the season 0-3, and then they've just absolutely turned a corner. Everyone thought that they were going to be horrible. They got the number 1 overall pick. They jumped a bunch of spots, but like probably a rebuilding year, new GM, second year Patrick Waugh, the whole entire deal. Like, I really think, or maybe third year of Patrick Waugh. I really think that they are the real deal. They've had a lot of injuries. Palmieri's out the whole year. They got Romanov out the whole entire year, but they're just next man up mentality. And the East is tight, dude. Like, there's not a single team in the Eastern Conference that's under 500, which is bizarre. You think about any other sport, you go your whole entire conference, every team has a winning record. So you could lose. The Islanders right now are in 5th place in the whole entire conference. If you lose like 4 games in a row, you're like in last place. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, the Central is similar right now, too. It's really weird. Like, the Blues have been horrible, and they're a game or 2 under 500, and they're like 4 points behind the Oilers for a playoff spot. You're just like, that's 2 games. That doesn't make any sense. So it's weird. Weird.
All right. Let's rip these answers.
All right. So Trent thinks there will be 10 goals scored. Frankie says 11, and Riggs said 14. I like how Riggs is going for the.
I'm on the high end, Ryan
answers.
Richardson. I'm looking for fucking action this weekend.
All right, the next one is the temperature at kickoff of the Packers-Bears game. So when they kick the ball off at roughly 8 to 8:15, you never know with TV. It's never exact. What will the temperature be? I will check it Saturday night because I will be watching.
Okay.
This is in Chicago?
Yep.
You can't look at your weather app.
No, you can't look at your weather app.
No cheating. No cheating.
I mean, I just spent a lot of time in the Midwest, and it was pretty cold. I don't think it's as cold as it was when I was there, but it's definitely going to be cold. So, temperature at the time of the kickoff of the Bears Packers game, which by the way is an incredible game. Like the regular season games were incredible, and now that we get this in the playoffs, like, just as a football fan, not a fan of either of those teams, I'm obsessed with this game, and I cannot wait.
Frankie and Trent both said 28 degrees, and Riggs said 26 degrees.
Holy shit.
That's pretty alarming because, like, no one knows the temperature at all. It could have been 39, could have been 10. Like, I have no idea what the current temperature in that part of the country is. No idea. Just guess.
Easily. And I know, like, obviously Chicago's colder and 4-hour drive north, but like in St. Louis, it was 17 degrees during Thanksgiving and 67 degrees during Christmas.
Right,
so it's like...
Dude, when I left Cedar Rapids for the holidays, when I was heading out, it was 3 degrees when I left, and the feels like temperature, which I can't wrap my head around like what the difference is. It was -12, and I was like, "Wow, how is this plane even going to get off the ground in this weather? Are they ready for that type of cold?
So can
But,
I read
yeah.
what the temperature is right now as we've said it?
Sure.
In Chicago, right?
Yep.
35 degrees right now.
Can easily get down.
Saturday, though. At the game Saturday?
Yep.
Saturday, 90% chance of snow, a low of 24.
Oh, all right, so we're cooking
dude.
here.
As it's creeping lower towards 24, it's gonna hit that 28, 26 area.
Yep.
Man.
And I'll tell you this, if it's snowing during the Packers-Bears playoff game, I will not have my pants on during the game. That
I know.
snow football, when you're not there and you're watching it on TV, is so fucking awesome. I really hope that it's just a ton of snow. That'd be great. Okay. What do we got? One more?
Yep. The last one is the amount of clips that Mintzy will put out on his trip to Scottsdale. So not Tate, not Barstool accounts, Mintzy himself from his personal Twitter. How many clips will he put out?
And it's not a retweet.
What if he
gotta be
if he like tweet videos, a Tate video? Is that
it's gotta be an original video.
No, it's got original video. Because I know that was a big thing at the Sugar Bowl. He was like, "Oh, I tried to post it and it didn't post or whatever."
Dave's tweet was so funny. He was like, "If you bet the under on 0.5 videos that Mintzy was gonna reaction videos from Mintzy, cash your tickets because he didn't put one out." I don't know, so I've been following the saga, obviously, but I haven't really been paying attention to the amount that Mintzy's been putting out. Obviously, Tate has been putting out a ton.
He puts out nothing.
Okay, I'll put. Jeez, this is a tough.
Did you see the video of him on the yak yesterday where he just wouldn't look to the left?
Oh my God, he refused to look at that whole half of the room.
Things I've ever seen in my entire. They're like, he only looks towards Brandon. He sits in the chair and he just looks that way, and everyone behind him, Titus, KB, Kate, they're all behind him. They would ask him questions and he would just keep looking at Brandon and answer him at the corner of his eye and just kind of speak that way while talking to them. So then they brought him back in with that knowledge that he wouldn't turn around, and only Titus and KB asked him questions. He never once turned around. It was insane. Dude, 3 minutes of questioning. He only looked that way. He never once turned and was like, yeah, that's right.
He's 1 in 8 billion, however many people there are on planet Earth. I still think his video of unboxing the bobblehead at the New Orleans Pelicans game, I think, with the styrofoam falling onto the guy's shoulder next to him and going into the guy's hair. That's probably a top 10 Barstool video for me.
Just zero regard for any other human being's space or enjoyment or anything.
I'm actually curious. All right, so what are these guesses? Because I'm very curious.
All right, so Frankie guessed he'll put out 3 clips. Riggs guessed 4, and Trent guessed 2 from his personal Twitter.
I'm too high, man.
Yeah.
I think
are you guessing on these, Ryan Richardson? Are you playing this game, Ryan Richardson?
Am I supposed to?
I think you should play.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. We'll do that going forward. We'll have yeah, because I guess we do have the person who comes up with it because you don't know the answer. So yeah, going forward, we'll have the guesser or the question asker do the guesses.
Cool, I can do that.
Okay. I like that.
All right, so we're in close to the pin, 2026.
NFL playoffs, let's go. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, makes every moment feel bigger. Look, I love the DraftKings Sportsbook. We've had some awesome moments. My favorite from last year was when this entire show was on Rory McIlroy to win the Masters tournament, maybe the most dramatic tournament we've ever witnessed, and we had skin in the game. Huge weekend coming up with NFL playoffs, all kinds of football, really, but NFL playoffs, kind of what we are focusing on. Make sure postseason games shift fast, and with DraftKings live betting options, you can stay right in the moment. New customers bet $5, and if that bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. You got to be getting involved with DraftKings at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if your NFL team didn't make the playoffs, this is your way to get some skin in the game. You'd be rooting for somebody, pulling for somebody. I know there's a lot of people out there whose teams didn't make the playoffs. So go on the DraftKings Sportsbook, check it out. Find a team you like, find a player you like, parlay it, do whatever, give you some meaning in these games. It's a good time on the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah, and also on the DraftKings Sportsbook, if you follow the betting group, the Barstool betting group, you can see all the people that work at Barstool. They post their bets. I love watching when Jersey Jerry locks in a big parlay.
That's how I got dogged on the Ryder Cup, man. That's how I got dogged on betting on Europe on the Ryder Cup. I got somebody sought me out in the Barstool betting group.
But this weekend, I've got my buddies coming to a local bar that we're going to walk down to. We're going to have some wings and we're going to play some group bets. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to all be in the action. We're all going to place a bet on DraftKings Sportsbook and we're all going to root for one team because our teams are all out. The Giants and the Jets are done. And we just get to watch neutral football and we don't care what the outcome is. We just want to win our bets. Is there anything better than that? No stress. Like, oh, I love that, man. I don't care who wins. Just give me my bets, man.
DraftKings Sportsbook, every drive, every play, every moment. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code FORE. That's code FORE, F-O-R-E, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Fellas, I'll just roll right into mine if you want. If you guys have your thinking caps on.
Dude, why not? Get my
brains
brains
going. Thinking caps on. I've got a question for you. And this is going to be a I want the answer at first, and then if we can dive into each state, I would love to see how close you guys can get on answering all of these. But the original question is going to be, can you name the 7 states with at least 5 top 100 public golf courses? So there are 7 states in our great country of the United States of America. 7 of them have at least 5 top 100 public golf courses. Okay. Now this data is a collection. This is on the Golf Trip Guide Instagram. The collection of combined rankings between Golf Digest, Golf.com, and Golf Week.
So there are 7 states that have 5 top 10 public golf courses.
At least 5. Some have more, but
top 100.
Top 100. Top 100.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I've got one that I'm thinking about. So Trent, let's kind of talk this through a little bit, but I'm thinking now of like resorts that have huge, because those are going to be public, huge number of courses. And I'm thinking Oregon and North Carolina, because Bandon's got like 4 or 5 by itself. So if there's one more course in Oregon, done deal. And then I'm thinking if you go to North Carolina, like Pinehurst number 2, Pinehurst number 4, I think maybe Pinehurst number 10, I think Tobacco Road, I think there's got to be at least. So I'm going to go, I think all fucking 5 at Bandon. I think Trails, Bandon, Sheep Ranch, Old McDonald, and Pacific Dunes are all in the top 100. I'm going to go Oregon.
That is correct.
All right.
So now you got Pacific Dunes at number 2, Bandon Trails at number 7, Bandon Dunes at number 8, Old McDonald at 12, Sheep Ranch at 18, and there are 3 more. Oregon has 8 top 100. Do you know the other 3? It's number 71, 76, and 81.
Teeth Row? Is like Teeth Row one of them?
No. Might be hard. I honestly have never heard of any of these.
What about Pumpkin Ridge? Is that on there?
No, that was a great course.
That's
there. So the other 3
private.
are Pronghorn, Sylvie's Valley, and Crosswater.
I don't know any of those.
All right, so Trent, you got another state for me?
I mean, Riggs kind of laid it up for me. I'm going to go with North Carolina.
North Carolina has 8 top 100 public golf courses. Can you guys name the 8? Riggs, let's go. It's the home state.
Pinehurst number 2.
That's number 3 on the list.
Tobacco Road.
Yep, number 41.
Pinehurst number 4.
Yep, number 28.
I'm going to say Pine Needles.
That's right. Number 46. You've still got 4 left. They have 8 total.
I'm going to say Mid Pines.
Mid Pines comes in at 52 on the list.
I'm going to say, there's like some in the fucking mountains and shit that I've never been to that I think might be on the list. Is it like there's like a Fazio up in the mountains. Is it like Ballyowen, I think it's called? Ballyneal? No? Okay, hold on. Regroup. Southern Pines?
That's right, number 77.
Pinehurst number 8?
No.
Wow.
You're missing a number 20th in the country Pinehurst course.
I said 2, 4. What am I missing? Public.
He's really going through it.
Is it 10? Is it
It's
highest number 10?
They gave it the 20th ranked top one, 20th ranked public golf course in the country, number 10.
So he's
and
missing
the other
just
one,
now,
there's
right?
one more that you're missing. It's number 98 on the list. It's Tot Hill.
Oh, Todd Hill, we're going there. I think we might be going there for the Barstool Classic this year. Todd Hill Farm is a great spot. I've only played there once, and I tried to wipe it from my memory because I had the driving yip so badly, and I lost a hater match there. So I tried to wipe it from my memory at Todd Hill Farm. Great spot.
When I was at the airport, which probably the Raleigh airport, and I was talking, I ran into a couple people, and they were like, Todd Hill is like the best place ever. So,
dude, they redid it. Maybe over the last 2 or 3 years, they redid it. And I will say there's parts of it that make Tobacco Road look like a normal, boring golf course at Todd Hill Farm. Because it's Mike Strantz. It's the same guy that built Tobacco Road, who did one of the courses at MPCC, who like redid. And he, Todd Hill Farm is really, really cool. I wish I had my game when I was there because it's one of those, like, you guys remember Tobacco Road. If you're driving it all over the place, like, you can't even with the dunes and the water and you're not even. It was like it was arguably like I didn't play the golf course. To be honest with you, like I was just
those are
you guys
the
cool if I
worst
drop
days.
over here? Is it cool if I drop over here? It's just like fuck.
Play an all-time golf course, and you're like, I wasn't even out there, man.
Dude,
I wasn't even there.
What'd you think of that hole? You're like, well, I don't think it was designed to like shank block one 100 yards out of bounds, drop 50 yards up, lay up, hit one on the green, chip on, 2-putt, make a 7. Like I just don't think it was made to do it that way.
So we got Oregon coming in with 8 top 100s, and you also have North Carolina coming in with 8 top 100s. We've got 5 more states that have 5 or more top 100s in the country.
Is it let's see, am I up again? I'm gonna go I think an obvious one is gonna be like there's gonna be a couple obvious ones. Trent, I gotta think like, okay, I don't want to give them to Trent because we're kind of competing now against each other.
You did, you gave me a layup on that one.
I know. I'm gonna say the state of California.
That is correct. They've got 9 top 100s. I'll just go through them at this point. I mean, you can guess the top 4 for sure.
Hold on. We might be able to do this. I'm going to say one of them that's on there that's not like obvious maybe is Pasa Tiempo.
That's right. That's number 13.
Then you could go pretty obvious is going to be, I think Torrey Pines is probably on there.
Yep, number 37.
And then you go Pebble.
Yep, number 1.
Spyglass.
Yep, number 14.
Spanish Bay.
70.
Then do they get fucking crazy down there and throw like, you know what? Is like TPC Harding Park on there?
No.
Oh. What about Half Moon Bay?
Nope.
Oh, that's a great golf course.
I know, that's a cool
couple
place
of these
on
I've
the
never
ocean.
heard of. One of them for sure I have.
Let's hear them.
Coeur d'Alene.
No, I haven't been there. I don't really know much about that.
62, Rustic Canyon.
Ooh.
Number 68, like PGA West
LA.
Stadium course.
Okay, that's a great place.
Number
That's a cool
95, Rams Hill, which looks awesome. They have the photo of it.
I think that might be
good names
near
there.
LA. I know.
Rams Hill.
I know.
All right, so that's California, North Carolina, and Oregon off the board. Trent, we're looking for 4 more states that have these. The Golf Trip Guide on Instagram calls it a true embarrassment of public golf riches, which is true. If you have this many top 100s at your disposal in your state, which is pretty, you can travel to it via car. That's pretty amazing, to have this many.
So California was mine. That just sheer landmass. That was like that was right up my alley there. Because then the other ones I'm thinking about New York. I'm thinking about Florida, but those places have so much private golf. But you got to think there's still in the surrounding areas. It's not all private. There's certainly got to be some public golf that everybody can play. So I'm gonna go with Florida.
Florida has 8.
Yes,
that's correct.
It's a great call, man. I bet a bunch of Stream Song courses are on there. I bet all 3 Stream Song courses are on there.
Number 15, Stream Song Red. Number 23, Stream Song Blue. Number 31, Stream Song Black.
Is the park on there?
Trump Doral.
Doral, the Blue Monster, number 88.
TBC TBC Sawgrass.
Number 11. You guys got 1, 2, 3 more to go. These are
Is
great
the park
courses
on there?
too. Sorry?
The park?
The park is number 48.
Good call there. Great
2
call
left.
there.
Come on. These are well, one of them is kind of hard to get. The other one is obvious. Not obvious. I mean, I'm the one with the answer, but
Bay Hill.
that's
Bay
correct.
Hill.
Yep, number 84. Now, number 39 is a newish course in Florida, public.
Cabot Citrus Farms.
Cabot. Now they're calling it Cabot Carew. Is that Citrus Farms?
Count it. You got to fucking count that.
Count it. Yeah, that's got to be there, right?
Yeah, Cabot. It's number 39. Cabot Carew. They don't have 2 Cabots in Florida, do they?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
There you go. We got all that.
You guys got that
pretty good.
Pretty damn good. You guys went clean there in Florida. All right, let's go. Let's rattle off these last 3 here.
Wisconsin is
clocking in at number 1 with 10 public top 100s in their
It's an insane golf state, dude. Shout out to Wisconsin coming in at
probably the
most
best
courses.
That's
awesome.
The argument comes into because then if you include private golf courses, like I always say, I think New York might have everyone. I mean, and then also California. It's really hard. There's so many states that come into play when you have these private golf courses are out of control. I mean, you go out to the Hamptons, you got Shinnecock, you've got National Golf Links, you've got Sabonic, just all within one road. They all share the same entrance. Like, I mean, it's really hard to start finding golf courses like that anywhere else in the country. But when you're talking public golf, Wisconsin's got it all beat, dude. This list is insane.
Yeah, I think it's up there. Okay, here, let's bang through these. It might be Erin Hills.
Number 16.
Lasonia Links.
Number 34.
I've never even been there, but I just know people love that in the architecture world. Sand Valley's going to have Sand Valley. It's going to have Mammoth Dunes.
Yep, number 17, number 22.
It's then we go up to Whistling Straits, the Straits course, and the Dye course, or the Irish course, I believe.
So Whistling Straits straight course is number 4 in the country, but the Irish course is number 83.
And then I also believe the Black Wolf Run and that other course down there that's like 20 or 30 minutes away. It's all considered part of the Kohler thing, but I can't remember what they call it. It's like that's got to be on there. They had a U.S. Women's Open.
Black Wolf Run River is number 29.
Okay.
You're rattling off right now. So you're missing number 10 on the list. You're missing number 30 on the list, number 75, and that's it.
Is Sedge Valley on there?
Sedge Valley is on there. Yes. That's the number 30.
Folks, he's on fire right now.
You
NBA
got
Jam.
2 left. Come on.
What's that? Is the Black Wolf Run the other course, whatever it's called, the Dye course, baby? Is that on there?
No.
What's the other fucking course down there? I can't think of that.
Well, one of these courses we've been to, and the other course we've been thinking about going to. We almost went there as like an ad deal. I don't know if Brendan Jones ever filled you in.
Oh, is Loch LaBelle? Is Loch LaBelle on there?
No.
We almost went there as a
Come on, number 10 in the country. We've played there. Wisconsin.
What is my brain doing right
there?
Right?
Think Frankie
Lido.
Yeah.
That place is so awesome.
The Lido. And number 75, their 10th golf course that you have not answered. It's right. It's actually above Whistling Straits Irish. It's Century World.
Ooh.
A little resort course. I remember we almost went there as like a huge,
got a bunch of flowers.
Yeah.
Got a lot of flowers.
Exactly.
That's right.
Damn, the Lido, man. People got to go watch that video. That place rules.
Love the Lido. Lido might be a top 10 all-time course for me.
2 more to go.
I'm going to say Michigan.
Michigan is correct.
Yes.
This one's going to be harder.
I don't think I'll be able to rip through those, but
I guess just for time's sake, I can just rip through these, right?
Yeah, do it.
Michigan has 7 top 100s, public golf 100s. It's Arcadia Bluffs at 32, The Loop at Forest Dunes, number 40, Gray Walls at Marquette, number 49, Forest Dunes, their original course, number 53, Arcadia Bluffs South, number 54, Belvedere, number 78, and at number 100, American Dunes in Michigan. And the
Oh, there you
final
go.
state, we still got to get to the final state with 5 top 100s. What do you guys think it is?
So I really is it? Oh man,
We've been doing really good so far.
I know we're doing a great job. So you could, is it like, so it depends what you consider, Trent, like if like Shadow Creek and Cascada are all like
Ooh.
public, which I think they are, then it could be Nevada. But I also try to think like there's a lot of awesome golf here in Arizona that people, but I don't know that like the architecture guys rank them in the top 100. Is it, then you could go up to like a weird part of the country, go to like Washington State has like Gamble Sands. But I don't know that it has 5 top 100. Is there an obvious one?
That has the number 6 in the country, the number 21 in the country, 58, 64, and 80.
Pretty good mix.
We've been to.
Here we go.
Yeah, we've been to 2 of them as viewers. We've been to 2 of them. We've played one of them a bunch.
So it's got to be. It can't be. Is it the state of New York? Is it, as viewers, he says, would be?
That sounds like New York to me. Or what?
You know what else it could be, dude? It could be South Carolina, would be Myrtle Beach that we've played a bunch, and then Kiowa could be the place that you guys have been as viewers.
I got no poker face.
Horrible poker face.
I think we got his ass. South Carolina?
It's South Carolina. Kiowa, Ocean, number 6. Harbortown, which I don't think Riggs has played Harbortown, but we played it in a Pro-Am. So that's why I said, like, we know it. We've been there. Technically didn't do a video there. So Kiowa and Harbortown, the Dunes Golf and Beach Club. Have we played that? The Dunes?
That sounds so familiar.
I know it does.
Is that the one that the course that we played when you sat on that that bar stool on the green
they've got that one par 3 on the water.
Is that the Dunes?
Might have been.
I think that might have been it.
In the country. I think that was the Dunes. May River, number 64, and then Caledonia.
Love Caledonia.
Love that place.
Number 80. We've been to Caledonia a bunch. So that's your list. Those are the states with 5 or more top 100s. Good luck chopping that all up there, Ryan Richardson. I mean, I think you got to go across the board and then down as they kind of crank them out. We've got a lot of states, and you got a lot of top 100s. Obviously, got 100 of them. But you got a lot of states that hold a lot of them. Like, that was a surprising list. You know what I mean? It's not so spread out, because now you do the math on that. That's like most of the top 100 in 5 states. You know what I mean? It's
probably close to 50, right?
Yeah,
you're probably close to half the list.
It's a lot. So
how about Pinehurst number 10? We couldn't get it, and I'm holding a Pinehurst number 10 mug. Drinking my coffee.
That place. What did it come in at? 20?
Dude, it's awesome. It's Tom Doak. I shot my career low there, by the way, at Pinehurst number 10, and it's just an excellent golf course.
Yeah, and I also think, I mean, you look at the list, like, I think Wisconsin not only has the most, but also they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the top 35. That's outrageous.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
Dude, I was talking with a couple of buddies last week, and we were just raving about Sand Valley and Wisconsin golf in general. You guys they know how much we all love Aaron Hills. Trent had one of the great hole-out bunker shots of all time there on the first hole. But Sand Valley is phenomenal. It is just so cool up there. The Sand Valley course is so much different than Mammoth Dunes, which is so much different than the Lido. Like, the Lido, I honestly think is a top 10 coolest golf course I've ever been to or seen or played in my life. That place was so
the story makes it so cool, and I can't even imagine how good it looks now. We saw it in a preview mode because the grass was like barely grown in. We couldn't hit off of the like the bunker rough, like any rough that was surrounding bunkers. We had to pull the ball out and chip off this like super tight lie stuff because the grass had just grown in and it was like rock hard on top of the sand. And so it was still incredible, but like they were saying when we were there, like, all this stuff's going to be this high, beautiful fescue the way that it was on Long Island. So you give it 2 or 3 years to grow in, you're not gonna believe what this place looks like. That story, man, for anyone that hasn't heard the story of the Lido, go back and watch our video on YouTube. It's just Brendan did a great job kind of showing the whole history of it, but it used to be a golf course here on Long Island. They do have a Lido golf club here now. It's a public golf course. It's run to shit. It's like you pay $60 to go out there and you're hitting out of people's divots. It's like it's just an absolute freaking dog track at this point. And I hate to say it because it's a Long Island public like historical landmark.
It takes a lot for you to go negative on anything Long Island. So
well, it is. It's a shame what it's turned into. And I know a lot of people love it, but like the pace of play out there is outrageous. The wind is always like, I know they can't control that, but just the routing of it, they just, what it used to be and what you could see in that video is it's such a shame what it's turned into. And they've taken that and they've just brought it to Wisconsin, which like makes no sense. Because there used to be ocean, there used to be the bay, and they don't have any of that in Wisconsin, but they recreate it with lakes and ponds and stuff, and it's incredible.
Remember that 10th hole over the huge dune and we all birdied it?
Yes.
Yeah. I do remember
awesome that was.
That
like
was
all 4 of us birdied it. We'd never done that ever. That was like so
it is
awesome.
like mean of Wisconsin because they clearly already have so much good public golf to then steal Long Island's public golf and put it the same routing, the same thing. They're just like, that'd be great if a public golf war broke out where you just take the routing and the holes and everything. You're just like, well, we're going to put that in our state now. And that's now going to be a top 100. So, but yeah, Wisconsin's got some incredible golf.
It's like when the Romans would like conquer Spain and then they would just take their like columns and pillars and temples back and be like, we're just taking this back to Rome now.
They're like, that architecture's sick. We're taking that with us, by the way.
It's coming with us. We're going to build our new building with that. It's awesome.
Frankie's just like, man.
You know what blew my mind? It's such a obvious thing. I watched The Patriot the other day, and it's like The Patriot's like an okay movie. Like I don't think it's.
I agree.
It's like
I would say that's
movie.
a really good movie.
Yeah, it's like it's good. It's not like I want it to be more historically like about a specific thing. I know it's like about the American Revolution, the Revolutionary War, but like it's more just about Mel Gibson going out there with like a hatchet and killing people like out of rage and like I don't know. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Sick.
It's a good movie. It's just I'm like when I'm itching for like that Death by Lightning type of like historical accuracy.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to like research people and like the names and everything. Like it just doesn't give me that. So it's like it's a good like entertainment movie, but like it doesn't give you like what you're yearning for, I guess. And I even looked up like it doesn't have the greatest reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes as an audience score. Like a lot of people I think agree. Like it's good. It's just there's like parts of it that are like laughable. It's just like he's running around with that hat.
I do love the scene when he whistles and his dogs come running back to him.
It's sick. It is sick. But anyway, it got me thinking. Like I always think about you know that time and like you just say like all right, they had this American Revolution. You don't realize. And I did a lot of Googling after to try and find out like more because the movie wasn't giving it to me. Like that, like Americans lived in America before it was America for like 170 years under British rule. That is such a long time that people and generations lived here in like Virginia and Carolina and New York area with like the king ruling them. And that was just like the way of life here for a long ass time. Like you think of it as like we just kind of settled over here and then we were like, this is our place. And someone else was like, no, you can't have that. We're going to go to war. No, like
pay these taxes.
We were taxation without representation. Like, we were fed up with this shit. We went to fucking war with them. That was 170 something years, man. Like 1600, they started settling into these colonies. Like 1776. Like that's fucking crazy if you think about it. That's a long ass time.
Dude, I know. We got the 250th
Sorry.
anniversary of the United States of America this weekend or this year, and that's 250, 170. You're talking about like pretty close to how long it's been since America was founded, and the Declaration of Independence was how long they were over here being like, yeah, whatever the redcoats tell us to do, we're gonna do.
That's insane to me. And then also the other thing that was surprising is, and I mean, it shouldn't be surprising. You should just know this information. But the Treaty of Paris, like I had to look up like how long was the American Revolution? How long did it last? And like they signed that in the 1780s. I think it was like 1781, maybe. I think it lasted maybe 5 or 6 years, the war. And like this Treaty of Paris should be just as prominently known and talked about as the Declaration of Independence. No, it was like you had Benjamin Franklin and John Adams go over to France. It was a neutral site. They brought an ambassador basically from England to come there, and they signed this document that says you can now be your own country. Like, is that not more important than like them signing their own document, being like, we declare our independence? Like, you had to get it from the people that were ruling, this Treaty of Paris needs to get more pumped.
I think I think I could see Trump being like, we're going to rename that treaty to like the Treaty of New York City or something,
Right,
and then it might get a little bit more love. I think that might be part of it.
Then wouldn't technically that be when the country started? Like from a global standpoint, like when they gave us the okay, like when they gave up in the war, like that's when we won the war, the treaty, like 1980, 1780, whatever. We always celebrate 1776.
I don't know nearly enough about this either. Like, it's all very interesting.
Is what I'm saying
stuff.
Dumb, or is there like some credibility to the question?
Riggs should probably answer that maybe, but
I think that one of the greatest books anyone can read is the book 1776 by David McCullough, and it is an unbelievable book, and it starts in 1775 when Washington and his troops are sort of camped in and around Boston, and then just all the way through like the Battle of Bunker Hill, all the way through like 1777, and it's all weaved through like letters and correspondence among John Adams and General Washington and everybody. And you kind of do learn when you read through that like the Declaration of Independence was an insanely bold move. Like that was a group of people who were going up against the like grandest empire on the planet, and they had all the like the Americans had like the resources of America, but not really. Like they were just kind of a militia going up against this Navy and this Army and this just dominant force. And they were like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to declare that we're just not paying you guys anymore for taxation. We're just going to do our own thing. And that was, it's easy to look back now, but that was, like you said, after 170 years of not doing that, they were insane. Like, guess what we're going to do? So I think you kind of got to celebrate it as them being like bang. And I also think 1776 just has such a nice ring to it. You can't be like,
no, I mean, the more you think about it, it's like them declaring like this is the time that we're no longer dealing with your bullshit. That is when you become your own thing. It's just, I never, in my dumb, very generic, like American history knowing brain, I don't think about like the ending of the Revolutionary War in terms of like, oh, that's when it literally became like the world accepted that we had won, and like it's now in writing that they're done. Like everything on our side in our hemisphere is ours now. That's us. They don't own any land. They own like rights to the Mississippi River or whatever it is. I read the Treaty of Paris. I was so interested in it. I'm like they own the rights to be able to use it, but like everything else they can't use. It's an amazing time, man, and like it got my American boner just raging, dude. I don't know what it is, man. Brother. There's something about it that's like these guys. They just there you go.
This is an all-time read. This is an all-time read for anybody out there if you ever want to read nonfiction, especially if anybody spent any time in Boston, because they comb through. This guy passed away recently, I believe, by the way, absolute legend. But they go through in great detail the geography of Boston and the city of Boston, like in 1775, and where these guys are like camped. If you've spent any time in Boston and you've like driven down like Highway 93 and stuff, you could just like be like, oh, they were right there.
That's
right? They were just fucking right there cool. 250 years ago. So it's really, really cool. And then, dude, if you go read some of the parts of the book too, talk about like when John Adams goes over there to be with Ben Franklin and how like Benjamin Franklin was made for Paris. He was like Mr. Paris. He's immersed. He's like lying in a bathtub and he's got all kinds of women around and he's hosted dinners and lunches and boozing. And John Adams was like, he was a fucking straight edge, like litigator. He was such a good debater and arguer. He goes over there and like him being like Benjamin Franklin being like, oh yeah, come to this lunch with me. And everybody's like boozing and drinking wine. And John Adams like, no, when are we going to talk about like America, what we're doing? And it's like all of their back and forth is fucking all time. So it kind of mixes in like humor with the whole thing. And then dude. And then John, if you read any of John Adams' letters back to his wife Abigail about what the trip over the Atlantic was like when he's on like these wooden ships, and it takes him a week or a couple weeks or 3, like whatever the hell it takes them to go from America over to like Paris is fucking insane. And like the fact that he survives it is unimaginable. It's really good.
That also must have felt so surreal to them to be fighting this battle on home soil and then have to go across the Atlantic Ocean, and their brains, where they don't have the technology to know just how large it is, to travel over there and like be like, I can't believe how far these guys actually are. Like, why did they even want this land in the first place? Like, this is insane how'd they even get over to us? Like, how is this all even happening? It must have taken them months to get there at that point. I mean, I can't even imagine with those boats. Like, he was probably like, when does it end? Like in your brain, you're probably like, all right, they're probably right over there on the other side of the horizon. Like, that's probably right. No, dude, you're going forever to get to this land.
At a certain point, you got to think, are we going the right way? Where are we going? Are we sure?
Have we been getting punked? Are these people from
like
Canada?
Be there by now.
Dude, it says it fucking took them 6 to 10 weeks to traverse the Atlantic. You're just looking at nothing.
That's
for
2
months.
Also, how did they have food to to stay sustainable throughout that time? Like they didn't have like coolers, and like what food were they eating that was, I guess, just fish on the boat? Like, what were they doing? How did they survive for 10 weeks back then?
Next thing to read after the Treaty of Paris. This is what you got to get into.
Fucking read this thing, dude. It's insane. I'm gonna reread this bad boy. It's great.
You got a movie on that, or?
It sounds so dumb, but you do think about guys like Benjamin Franklin and John Adams and like George Washington. They become so larger than life because you've heard about them and they're on your currency, a few of them, and you're just like, oh, are those real people? And then you go back into the history books and you read about them and you're like, these are real fucking people. That sounds dumb. I get it. I know, but it is true.
Yeah. No, it's also good for people. Like we always say this about space and and I always say we're on a floating rock just flying through space, which it is. And we're looking, you hear the word planet and you're like, that's outrageous. Like, we're on a planet right now. We're just species on a planet flying through space. And sometimes to take a step back and think about that is just like mind blowing and outrageous. You also, as an American, sometimes have to take a step back and realize, like, when you really think about that, put yourself in that position. The fact that the reason why we're here and we get to do anything, the reason we get to protest, or the reason that we get to go to work, or the reason we get to have families here, is because these guys just decided to do that. Like, no one knows what the world would have been like over here had they not made those decisions to have us be a free country and all these things. Like, that to me is just such a nice way to just go through your day. At least just think about where you actually come from, and then to read how graphic and gruesome and courageous it was. It just dude, that's what American pride should be about. It shouldn't be about anything else. Parties, not like, it should just be like, this country is incredible because of where it started, and then you go from there. Obviously, there's mistakes that happen all over the place, but like the actual true essence of it is unbelievably profound and amazing. It really is.
I think I've read this quote before on the show, but this is something I have saved in my notes that I look at quite a bit. It's my favorite John Adams quote. And he says, essentially, 250 years ago, what you just said right there, he wrote, I must study politics and war, that our sons may have liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. Our sons ought to study mathematics and philosophy, geography, natural history, and naval architecture, navigation, commerce, and agriculture, in order to give their children a right to study painting, poetry, music, architecture, statuary, tapestry, and porcelain, which is essentially, poetry is like what we're doing for a living, like in that sense, right? He didn't know podcasts you're going to live, but he literally said, we got to study and be really good at this shit that sucks so that our sons can study and be really good at shit that sucks a little bit less so that their sons and sons and sons can do really cool shit. This is basically what he said right there. And he was exactly right. That's like what we're doing. Literally the life that we get to live. And I think about this, like when we're out playing golf with our buddies, we're having drinks and it's 71 degrees and sunny. And you're like, we're doing the shit right now that 250 years ago, these guys were like, we got to win this so that they could do that. It's crazy.
And they didn't know any better. They just did it. And they didn't know what was going to come. They didn't know what this was going to turn into. They're just like, we think this is the right decision. That takes, I can't even imagine the courage and like just the risk factor of just it all, like knowing that you're going to die just to have that this the greater what's the word? I guess goal. What's the word I'm looking for? The greater
Objective.
Yeah, they use a word in those movies all the time, like for the greater.
The greater good.
No. For
He
the
hated that answer. Frankie hated that
for
answer.
the huzzah, like for the
revolution.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Whatever.
Boys?
It's amazing
For the
stuff. It just
boys?
got me going the other night.
For the boys.
The cause.
The cause.
The cause.
The cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's if you just want to get fired up, but also like learn a bunch of shit, American history is.
Oh, who's the documentarian that chap's
Ken
just
Burns.
Ken Burns.
Ken Burns, incredible. He just came out with an American. Was it a Civil War one or American Revolution?
I think it was the
American Revolution.
Here we go.
Yeah, you got to go get the. I actually recently got this like a month ago, the PBS account, so that for the app, and then you have all the access to all the Ken Burns documentaries. And if you want to get real nerdy on history and stuff, you could comb through those for weeks. They're fantastic.
Ken Burns, I've seen quotes in the podcast that he's done and all that. He very eloquently talks about like this had like a less than 1% chance of happening, of working. And the fact that it did is it's a miracle. All of it.
It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle, man, that we're just here doing this shit.
He's on the other side of the room. I could hear him kind of like talking in his crib because I was just screaming about the American Revolution.
He's like, what does my dad do? What does he even do? What is this job that he has?
Nap time was at 9:30. Yeah, he's talking, he's yapping in there.
It was really making me think of what you were talking about in the last show, Frankie. But this week there's a really cool pro scratch golf event up at Greyhawk that I'm playing in with my boy Bobby, who's one of the pro up at Whisper Rock, and he was saying that his I think 3-year-old kid now will in the morning he like walks around with a golf club. He's got like the 7-iron. I guess my boy Bobby takes like his 7-iron to work all the time, and his kid's walking around with the 7-iron in the morning. He's like, gotta go to work with the boys. It's like what his kid says all the time because he's just learned that that's what his dad does every morning, and it made me think exactly what you were talking about the other day.
Dude, I literally the other day I put a drumstick in Frankie's hand. And like he just like,
whoa,
dude! He actually like hit the drums. He's like, I was like had tears running down my eyes. I'm like, this kid's 7 months old, and he's like, he just knows like I have the stick in my hand. I'm gonna bang this. Like that's what Dad does. Because Sometimes I'll put him down there. I'll just play the drums, and he stares at me. And it's like I'm developing his brain to be like, what is that? That's like music. Like what hit that thing and makes a noise. Like I want to smack that thing now. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like your buddy walks out of the house and his son just watches him leave the house with all these like golf clubs, and he's like, "What is that? That's so cool."
He was like, he's almost mocking me. He's like, I almost took it as him mocking me, and it was like reflective of me being like, "Am I that like simple every morning?" He's like, "God damn it!" Awesome. All right.
You got Mintzy knocking on your door right now, right?
Yep, I got Mintzy's, close here, pretty close. We do got some. We got plenty of time to do our predictions. We got plenty of time to do our predictions, so we don't have to get those done right now. And I actually want to send those out before, so maybe next show, so that people have time to do a little bit of research and like come up with the name for them. But a little bit of news, just real quick. I saw Akshay Bhatia turn down a quote lucrative offer from Liv. I think I saw in that Akshay Bhatia is 23 years old. I saw that, blew me away. I feel like he's been on the public scene of golf for like 3 or 4 years. I was like, has he been 23 the whole time? Like, how could he be 23 for 4 years? I don't understand that. So I saw that. And then I saw a couple potential signings, Thomas Dietrich and this Smiley fella, who I don't even fully know all the details about him, but are rumored to be the next signings for Liv. So I don't know that anybody's, that's not really moving the needle for a ton of folks, but a little bit of news in the golf
Something
world.
that moved the needle for me, I just sent it over to Ryan Richson. I don't know if he has this loaded. I just sent it over, but I saw this come across my desk. There's a woman that played in the LPGA. She played at Alabama back in, I think it was 2012. They won a national championship, college women's golf. Her name is Brooke Pancake. And I think Brooke Pancake had the greatest endorsement deal of all time. Have you guys ever seen this golf bag?
No.
No.
She got a Waffle House sponsorship.
Oh,
Her last name is Pancake. Tell me that's not the greatest. First of all, huge miss by IHOP. But second of all,
yep.
like the
Huge.
international house of Brooke Pancake. But like the fact that they got Waffle House on that bag there, she won a national championship. Look at her. She's so happy. That's the best bag I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's
Look
just
at
like
that
an
thing.
awesome bag.
Look at that
Yep,
thing.
that's insane. That's insane how good that is. God.
And look at what it says underneath Brooke Pancake.
What's that say?
What's that say there? Scattered, smothered, and covered. That's just
Yeah, dude.
so good.
That's
Yeah,
10
man.
out of 10, man.
Woo!
That's really, really good.
I can't stop thinking about how much of a miss that is for IHOP. That's unbelievable.
International
that
House of Brooke Pancake. It should have said on the damn bag. No,
How
I
do you let
I
that
saw
happen?
that come up on Reddit the other day, and it just gave me a pretty good chuckle. Like, is this the greatest
I-
endorsement deal you've ever seen?
Another bit of news, I saw they're doing a women's TGL.
I did see it. The
I did see that.
WTGL. They're starting that next year. They're going to start revving that up, getting teams together. That's got a lot of potential. There's a lot of stars in the LPGA. You've got the Nelly Cordas, the Brooke Hendersons, Charlie Hulls. You get them mic'd up, competing in a setting like that. I think that it's going to do well. I just need to know, like, how is TGL progressing? Like, are people? This is the season 2. Have people been watching the first couple of matches?
I can't believe they're going to do a women's TGL and not just combine women and men. I can't believe that. I think
I
it
thought the
seems
same
like
thing.
the easiest situation in the world to be.
That's
You can have the
stunning.
women tee off from wherever. You can have them hit from where, it's like that shocked me that they're
That's
not just going to
shocking.
combine.
It's
Yeah.
shocking that that's shocking. It's almost like they're trying to create little divisions within TGL where it's gonna be like the men's, the women's, and then at some point they'll do like a creator one. It feels like that's
Yeah.
where they're gonna kind of go. I think having it all mixed, what you're seeing in the world of golf and entertainment of golf is these collaborations are like everyone wants the collaborations. You can go watch any creator right now. We're probably the only ones that like aren't doing that many collaborations, but like Grant Horvat, every single video he posts is something with another YouTube account or another athlete that's like the biggest mega athlete in the world. LeBron James again last night tweeted about him and Peter Finch golfing.
Saw that.
It's the craziest thing you've ever
So
seen.
good.
And responding to Peter Finch's response, just like nuts. LeBron James fully into YouTube golf right now. Would be stunned if someone from the James family is not in the Internet Invitational this year. Bronny James or LeBron James. I would be stunned. They are obsessed. And it's going to be the biggest thing in YouTube golf. But what you're seeing is the collaboration thing is like the biggest deal. Like people want to see their favorite stuff all combined into one. So like I am stunned that they're not just doing that with the TGL. You could have the top players from the women, the top creators, and the top PGA golfers. You wouldn't have to scramble when guys can't make it. Like now they're scrambling to get guys on the Atlanta team. You saw Goddard has now played 2 weeks. You've got Thor Bjornsson filling in for the other team. Like you're constantly getting these guys to fill in. And I think that's great. You're making more stars in the men's game. But like, why not bring in a Nelly Corda when Atlanta needs a player? Like, I mean, she would be unbelievable.
Yeah,
in that,
especially because you could do it. You could do it in a way where, like, if you have a woman on each team, they're just paired up against each other because you match up against each other. So on every third hole, if you're worried about the distance, they're just going to play from the same distance. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
right. They're treating it like it's the PGA Tour. When I get that, like ostensibly, like if you look back at the creation of it, it was like there were no live guys in it, and it was sort of like this is the PGA Tour's thing. But you can just, it's not the PGA Tour, so you can just throw whoever you want into anything. And I was with Riggs. I was stunned that they're doing a whole offshoot when I think they should just include everybody under the same umbrella.
It's also it's a made up golf league. They can make it whatever they want, so they can make the rules so that the women like they figure out a way that it's all fair. Like they have
100%.
They have flags, they've got hammers. It's like you can just figure out a rule or a variation of the game where a Nelly Corda could play up against a Rory McIlroy. Whatever they figure out, you could just figure out what that is. You're hitting into a screen and then a green right behind you. The distance thing can just be figured out digitally.
Right. I mean, they literally
100%.
changed the entire rules of like hammering and everything in the middle of the season last year. So it's like I think they could just plug a couple numbers in and change the distance.
The green moves. The green move.
Like also digitally, like they could just have her tee box. Like it would be so seamless. Her tee box would just be 30 yards up. and like you would never even know
Whatever the number
difference,
is,
right? Like
exactly.
there's no walking, there's teeing off from the same box, so like there's the screen would just slightly just go just like a little bit closer.
Right. If the announcement yesterday was women are now LPGA players are going to play in TGL, I think that's like it's still a cool announcement, and it almost says to me that TGL must be doing pretty well if you can expand into something else. But I do think the announcement of just like there's now gonna be LPGA players playing in TGL, I think would have been pretty sweet.
I wonder, and I have no idea. I know that we have a great partnership with them with the merchandise with TGL, and like we've been inside the stadium, and we just filmed a match with Sahith, and it was incredible. But like, I wonder if on the business side they're getting nervous about how expensive that location is, and like running that arena and not having enough events in it. So maybe they're trying to like spread out the amount of professional events that are happening where they can sell tickets,
true.
they can have. So like now you have a whole new league that can play during a different schedule than the TGL, as opposed to combining it all into one, where now you still have the same issue where you only have 12 events a year in this place. Now they're hoping maybe to get 24. I don't know. There's got to be a business side to it, because like numbers are numbers. The LPGA version of TGL will just be less than the men's one, right? I mean, just like how LPGA events are less than PGA events, combining them would raise an LPGA player's value because it's just a bigger viewing audience. So I don't see it being a positive for the LPGA to not be combined. I only see it being a positive for the TGL expanding their schedule, in my mind.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I would just kind of like to see it, and maybe that's the bridge to seeing it. Where like they do the women's TGL kind of in the fall, and then by the time they fire up the season 3 of like the men's TGL, now they've got a little bit of experience under their belt doing the thing, and they kind of mix in with the guys or something. But I think everybody would kind of love to see that, and it feels like the perfect opportunity. But that's all I think I've got, gentlemen. We could do we could say predictions and the old voicemails for the next show, and if anybody has anything else.
I'm trying to think. I built a toy chest yesterday. It's got so many toys in the living room that we have to consolidate them all to a chest. Like it's basically just a like a dresser or like a shelving system. And that took, when you get these things from like Wayfair or IKEA, great companies, you listen to them on these acquired podcasts, the history of all these companies. I mean, what they've done to the homeowner and the father and the dad in particular, like a little toy chest that has, call it 3 rows of shelves and 3 little rolling pulling drawers and like a top, for that to come into, I think it was 411 pieces is what it was, like just with all the nuts and the bolts and it's just truly one of the most incredible things that they make us do. Like I'm sitting there for 3.5 hours building something. How come we can't just get that thing sent to us? I know it's probably shipping. Just send me the chest, man.
Well, people can say what they want about me in terms of this, but I like to create jobs in this scenario, and I hire somebody to put it together. I just,
oh yes,
it's so the stress is way less. Again, somebody is getting paid to do it, and I don't have to, because I'll sit on the floor, I'll sweat, I'll swear, my fingers will hurt, and I'm just like, I would rather pay someone to do this, and I do.
My back last night, just like, you don't realize how when you're leaning over, screwing in all these things, and then they got these little circle screws that go in and they connect to a screw, and they're supposed to really tighten it up. Those were popping out, and like, I don't know the answer to that. So now it's like, and Hannah's like, oh, they're gonna swallow these things, they're falling on the floor. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it's standing and there's toys on it, I'm leaving.
I'm the generation that John Adams was talking about, where I sit and I hold a microphone and I talk into things, and we do golf videos. I am not of the generation that can build things. I suck at it. I do it wrong. It takes too long. I get frustrated, and so I pay somebody to do it. I hire somebody. I'm soft. I know.
I do the same thing. I have no interest in building anything, so you can just pay people for that, Frankie. That's what I would recommend in the future.
Yeah.
All right. reminder, because I didn't say this off the top, but we're going to do a little bit, put it in off the top, but a reminder that we will be at the PGA show for the first time ever in a couple weeks. We have a merchandise booth. We have a nice little setup. We're going to be doing, I believe, like a Q&A. We're going to be doing a social takeover. I know the PGA show is not open necessarily to the public, but a lot of people that are going to be there, I imagine, are within the industry, might listen to this show. So just a little bit of putting everybody on notice. Our first ever PGA show in Orlando experience. We're trying to book out the week as best that we can and find cool, interesting things either to see or to do. But we will be there. We will have a merchandise booth set up with our awesome merch team, and we'll be there just kind of doing the thing, buzzing around, soaking in the entire thing. So it'll be our first PGA show experience ever coming up in a couple weeks, fellas.
I'm excited. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm trying to go to Disney World. Every time I'm in Orlando, I'm always trying to get to the happiest place on earth. I do have a child now, so I don't know what the rules are on like me going to Disney while he's at home. He's only 8 months old. He's about to turn 8 months tomorrow. Like, I can't bring him to Disney. I'm not doing that. But like, am I allowed to go to Disney is that like the ultimate Disney adult move, is like leaving your kid at home and you're going to Disney? I don't know if I could do that, dude. He doesn't even know who Mickey Mouse is yet.
All your other visits were pre-life for baby Frankie.
Right.
Yeah. It might be
like, you know how when kids grow up and they're sitting at the lunch table and they're like, oh, like how many times have you gone to Disney in your life, when they're in like 8th grade or something, and the kid's like, oh, my parents never took me. Like, Frankie might be able to be like, my dad went without me. You know what I mean? Like, not only did we not go, but he went multiple times without me while I was home. I can't do that.
That can be tough.
Man.
I still want to go though. I mean, we're gonna be in Orlando, maybe for dinner or something. I gotta go to something. They got that new Harry Potter world I want to check out at Universal. Universal is a little bit older. We can go to that. But I am excited. I want people to pitch me. I want to walk through the PGA show. I want to be pitched. Not like too much where it's overwhelming, but I want like cool golf technology pitched at me. Like, dude, you got to come over to this booth and see the future. And I'm going to be like wrapped up in all of that. I think I'm going to I've been to expos before and I get wrapped up in them. I've been to the Pizza Expo. The Pizza Expo in Vegas was one of the greatest things I've ever been to. Like the future of pizza and how they're cooking these pizzas, how they're heating up every aspect of the pizza all at once, and all these like infrared freaking ovens. It's unbelievable. You've never seen anything like it. You can touch point. It's amazing. They had the little they had the pizza toss challenge where people were moving pizzas around. They were wiggling them, and it was like whatever. It was awesome. I've been to that. I've been to a boat expo at the Nassau Coliseum. You saw all these really cool boats.
Whoa.
Been to a job fair before when I was in high school. Those were fun.
They do the Barrett-Jackson here in Arizona, which is a big car show. And then they also have like a few other things at the show, which is like they have helicopters and some boats and shit that you could see. It's actually really cool walking around.
I watched the car auction. There's a channel that just has like a car auction that just like, it's always on. It used to always be on. I haven't watched it in years, but like you just turn. I know Don always watched, my father-in-law, and you would just have this like red carpet, and people would roll up these freaking muscle cars that they've been like tweaking and adding to, and everyone just auctions on them. And it's an awesome show because it's like the national car auction or something. And some of you hear that,
Oh, dude.
and they're talking.
How many 75.
Yeah, 85. It's just awesome, dude. I love that stuff. Also, shout out GM Chevy. We talked about doing F1 with freaking Adidas. GM has a F1 team this year. General Motors has an F1 team this year. It's a Cadillac car, but all in the same family, Chevrolet, General Motors. That's another one. We've got 2 ins now in terms of Formula One.
Okay.
Bang.
I had to give that a shout out. A lot of people reached out saying you got your own team that has a car this year.
There you go.
I didn't know that. I'm not fully caught up on Formula One, so that makes sense. That makes sense that they would have a car and a team and a whole deal. All right, that's it. Thank you everybody for listening. As always, have yourselves a great weekend. Some college football, some NFL playoff football. There's all kinds of good stuff going on.
Luck, Ryan Richardson.
Back. So good luck with all of that, and good luck to your team, Ryan Richardson. We will be back on Tuesday with a big podcast. So be ready for that one. Check out the video on YouTube. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.